Praise the Lord. Coach Lady, I'm so excited today. Well, this is the power of she.
Okay.
Saved, holy, and excellent. I am Pastor Lorraine with the power of she. This is an innovative Christian talk show based on Christianity, but we try to help everybody in our community. So on this talk show, we talk about everything.
Great.
We talk about what's going on in the church. We talk about what's going on outside of the church. But basically, we want to give people the tools they need to be saved, holy, and excellent. I found out, Coach Lady, that sometimes when people get saved, they don't know what to do after they get saved. So we want to be able to help them. And I understand you're a coach. So you're used to helping people to get where they need to go.
Yes.
Amen.
That's what life coaches do. We kind of like stand beside you, walk with you, and help you to set goals and monitor those goals and help you complete them. Let me say thank you for having me.
Oh, God bless you. I'm excited.
I appreciate you for having the opportunity.
Yeah.
And when, we talk about Christian TV, Christian radio, and those kinds of things, and you said what I really appreciate, the one thing that we need to address is the whole person.
The whole person.
The whole person.
Yes.
And a lot of times, when we get saved and we're happy, God knows we're happy about our salvation. At the same time, we've got to live in this world right here.
We do.
And we've got to make the best of that. And we got to show Christ, and we got to draw people to Him through the life that we live.
That's right. That's some good information. A lot of times people get saved and they think you can't have a good time. But you need to know what to do now that you're saved. And there's certain things that the church do not have time to talk about or do not talk about. So there are avenues like the power of she where we can come and discuss certain things that the church doesn't have time to talk about or do not talk about. But today we got something special to talk about with Coach Lily Streeter Williams.
Great, thank
you. Did I say that right?
Streeter
yes. Williams. And now you know what? I'm not going to mess this up, but let's say you're from Kinston?
Kinston, North Carolina.
She's from Kinston, North Carolina. I am so excited. And when I met you maybe a few months ago, has it been a year?
Time flies. I can't keep up with it.
It's been a while, but we talked about you writing a book. And guess what? She has written this book. And I'm telling you, this is something that is much needed in our communities. Now, the name of the book is, we're going to get the name of this book in a minute. It's okay. We're going to get the name of the book. Look at
what
this.
It looks like. Isn't that
Tools
something?
for Teen Transformation. What does that mean?
It means changing. It doesn't mean just motivated. But look at the subtitle. The subtitle
Perfecting your own destiny.
Perfecting your own destiny.
Oh, my God.
And that means that we're taking away the blame. We're not blaming our parents that we say so much. And parents have such a job and a responsibility in helping us to transform our teens. They do. We're taking a responsibility from the schools. We're talking about our teens, our preteens, our teens, and our young adults.
Awesome.
How you perfect your own destiny. And we're giving you the tools to do that in this booklet, this interactive booklet. Tools for Teen Transformation.
You know what? If I had something like that when I was a teenager.
You and me too. My goodness.
I wish I had something like that. You need to get this.
Where would we be now?
I know.
Had we had the kind of information that's in this book.
We would be propelled much further along.
We would be.
Much further along. If we had a tool to help us. Because teens go through so many different emotions. We don't know. I was saying I didn't know what to do with myself. I didn't know what I was feeling, why I was feeling it, where was I going, why people were reacting to me the way that they did. If I could have went to a book like yours that said Tools for Teens, I could have just turned the pages.
And there's a whole chapter on emotions. It says, I'm glad you mentioned that. There's a chapter, and it says flexing your emotional muscles. And it talks about all those muscles, all those emotions that teens have, and it's how to deal with them. The one thing that this book does that we are so appreciative of, it's not a textbook. It's not, really thick writing and all that. It's very reader friendly, and it's an interactive book, and it's pretty much almost in teen language, and it's talking about the issues that concerns teens today.
That is awesome.
It is. It is.
That's awesome.
And the one thing that this book does is it tells you what those tools are. It demonstrates those tools. You know how sometimes we say, well, teenagers just need to be more respectful. Mm-hmm. What does it mean? What does it look like?
Oh, that's good.
So we describe those behaviors in the book. What respectful look like? You coming into a room and you saying good morning, good evening, or you not interrupting people while they're talking. All kinds of tools.
Right.
And what we're doing is getting you to think different. When you change
good.
your mind, see, when we motivate you, that lasts a little while.
Yes, it does.
But the transformation means that you have changed and that you're doing that. And it's consistent.
I like that, because sometimes you see teens come into a room and they do not speak. And you think to yourself, how rude. But you know what? They may not know that they are being rude.
We've not given them, we're expecting from them what we've not given them, Coach.
That's good.
Sometimes, and I'm so happy when somebody tells me, well, we already know that. And I say, great.
Great.
It's wonderful that you know that. But how many people don't know that?
Right.
And those are the ones we're trying to get to. You know how much credibility, how much it just sets you above another teen. If I had two teens that walk in this library right now where we are, and somebody would say, good morning, ladies, and somebody walk in and say nothing.
Yeah, but have you noticed that it happens often? You can walk into a room of teens and you say, good morning, everyone, and maybe one would say good morning. One might lift their head up to acknowledge you, and the others don't acknowledge you at all. And you're thinking, now, when I see this, I say these teens need some tools to help them to transform their behavior, because in the professional world, you need these tools. Socially.
Yes, and what these are, the tools to change teens' behavior to get them to thinking better, are lifelong skills.
That's good.
Lifelong skills. Lifelong skills. It is basic things that we, most of us or some of us shoulda, coulda, woulda known. And it is skills that are coachable.
Yeah, I haven't gotten into my questions, but I do have something that's on my mind. I think about it when you see some adults that we consider rude. Can you imagine if they had these tools? Because this is going to help for generations.
It is.
I think some of the adults need to read your tools for teens.
Well, you know what, Coach? There is a section for adults.
Awesome.
In this book. And the section for the adults, we have called that Parent Share. Oh. We're trying to do several things. We are in the midst of building a bridge between the parents and their teens. You know how sometimes we don't know what to talk to them about.
Right.
But Coach Lily has designed the content that we've given them, and then we do a summary of the content, then we give activities for the content, and then we give the parent share.
That is so
for
good.
The content.
Well, Coach, why did you write this book? What was your reason? I mean, I hear everything that it does, but what made you sit down one day and say, you know what? I need to write a book of tools for teens.
I am an educator. I have been in our public school systems for about 30 years or so, in and out, with retirement and still working with them. You know what we say? We kind of like laughingly say, when I retire, oh, girl, I'm going to write a book.
Yes.
I can write a book. And usually we're referring to the things that are not that good, or the things that are challenging, or the things that we've gone through with difficult students. Those are the kinds of things we're laughingly, jokingly saying that we're right about.
Right.
But I said, when I write a book, I don't want to focus on that. I don't want to focus on the challenges. What I want to focus on are the things to help those challenges. Yeah, see, look, I've got 30 years of knowing what it looks like on the side of not being respectful, on the side of teens not having to love themselves, their low self-esteem, the alcohol, the teen pregnancies. I know what all of that look like. And what I want to do is give you something to circumvent that. If we do this, then that won't happen. Don't you know if we can change the mind of young girls and young guys to just love themselves, they themselves will dictate who they have in their inner circle. They'll dictate who they'll run with, who they'll hang with. When they can make better choices, I tell you, their life is going to be better. Look, parents are too. You're going to sleep better at night when you know where your kids are and what they're doing.
Right. So you're not focusing on the negative behavior. You're turning that around, and you see the negative behavior, but you're giving them the tools they need to transform that behavior.
You're right.
That's some good stuff.
It is. Because we know the negative is there. I mean, just innately it's there. But this book is such a game changer. Can I tell you what just happened to me before we started our interview?
Sure.
I was coming into the library to work with you, and I heard somebody say, "Coach Lily, that's Coach Lily." So I looked around, and I saw this gentleman. He's graduated from school now, and he had his hoodie on, so I couldn't tell who he was. He took his hoodie off. He says, "Coach Lily, it's me." I said, "Well, who is me?" Because I deal with so many. He said, aren't you Coach Lily? I said, "Yes, I am." So he talked with me about the difficulties he was having when he had the life coach sessions with me, and his anger management and those kinds of things that we talked about. And he told me, he said, "Coach Lily," he said, "I appreciate your class so much." And you know what else he said? He said, "Now, I haven't been in any trouble my 10th grade, my 11th grade. No, 10th grade was when I worked with him. My 11th grade and my 12th grade." And he said, "And I have graduated 2019. I said, "Wow."
Oh, that's good news.
Isn't it?
That is good
Isn't
news
it?
when you can hear.
Oh, that was a blessing.
That's a blessing.
That blessing.
So you can imagine if someone have the tools to help with their emotions, to help with anger, to help with making decisions that are good, and you see it years down the line,
Oh, wow.
you know that you're doing something great.
I'm on a high from that right now. I've not come down yet. I am
my
still
goodness.
on. That just blessed me this morning for him to,
Wow.
holler me down and say what he had gotten from that. And he
a
said,
blessing.
he said, "I remember it like it was yesterday."
That's good news. So you know that the tools for teens is really needed. It's really needed.
It's really needed, and it is such an attainable piece of information. It's attainable. It's written. The book helps them to engage. They can write their own notes in it. We talk a lot about anything and everything that concerns teens.
So give us one thing that a troubled teen could use if they were at home using your book.
Okay, if chapter 1. Chapter 1 just says, look at this. It says, don't let them in your head.
Now that's good.
Don't let them in your head. And that,
Wow.
that's information
What
for
is that?
everybody.
I was about to say that, but what does it mean not to let them in your